deep controlled, in the heart of South America lies a land without balance, where water gives life and then takes it away. A world shaped by extremes, flood, drought, and fire. Here, survival is not given. It is earned, with every step, every hunt, every breath. Whispered intensity, welcome to the Rupununi. In the heart of South America, nestled within the embrace of Guyana's ancient highlands, lies a realm governed by the most fundamental forces of nature. This is a land where rivers, swollen and mighty for half the year, can vanish into dust, their memory etched only in the cracked mud of a dry and thirsty earth. It is a land where fire, a force of apparent destruction, is not an end but a beginning. Here, the inferno is a midwife, clearing the old to make way for the new, a brutal yet essential catalyst that gives birth to life. In this kingdom of extremes, existence is a fragile truce, a constant negotiation with the elements. There are no guarantees, no certainties. In the Rupununi, every heartbeat could be your last. The Rupununi Savannah is a land that breathes. Its rhythm is the rhythm of the planet itself, an immense, cyclical respiration of water and fire, of deluge and drought. This is not a static landscape. It is a living organism, and its breath shapes everything. But beneath the surface, something is already hunting. For 6 months, it holds its breath. The sun reigns supreme, baking the clay soil into a fractured mosaic. The air grows thick with heat and dust. Life retreats, contracts, pulling back to the shrinking arteries of the few remaining rivers and ponds. The world becomes small, sharp, and intensely competitive. This is the great exhale, the long, slow release that drains the land of its moisture and its mercy. And then, the shift. It begins not with a flood, but with a scent, petrichor, the smell of rain on thirsty earth, an aroma of profound relief and promise. The sky, for so long a vacant, pitiless blue, darkens with intent. The first drops fall, each one a percussive beat on the drum-tight ground, a signal that the great inhale is about to begin. The savanna expands with rain. What starts as a sprinkle becomes a downpour, then a deluge. The rain is relentless, a torrent that continues for days, then weeks. The cracked earth drinks and drinks, but soon it can hold no more. The land's capacity is overwhelmed. Puddles connect into pools, pools merge into ponds, and ponds swell into vast temporary lakes. The savanna does not simply get wet, it transforms. It becomes an inland ocean. Just as it expands with water, it contracts under fire. In the dry season, when the land is a tinderbox, a single spark from lightning or a farmer's clearing can set the plains ablaze. The fire moves with terrifying speed, a roaring wave of heat that consumes everything in its path. It is the savanna's fever, burning away the old, the weak, the overgrown. It is a painful, violent contraction, but a necessary one. This is a place where seasons don't just change the landscape, they obliterate it and build it anew. They rewrite the very rules of survival. In the dry season, the challenge is to find water. In the wet season, the challenge is to find land. A creature perfectly adapted to one reality is hopelessly vulnerable in the other. The hunter of the open plain must learn to swim. The burrower of the dry earth must learn to climb. Every year the board is wiped clean, and the game begins again. Adaptability is the only currency that matters here. The strategies for survival are as varied as the life itself. Some, like the capybara, thrive in the transition, equally at home on land and in water. Others, like the giant anaconda, use the floodwaters as a liquid hunting ground, a network of channels that brings unsuspecting prey directly to them. The flood is not an obstacle, it is an opportunity. This constant dramatic flux has created one of the most biodiverse regions on the planet. It is a crucible of evolution, a laboratory where life is constantly tested, pushed to its limits, and forced to innovate. The pressure to survive has forged creatures of incredible resilience and astonishing beauty. In the wet season, the earth dissolves into water. The boundaries between river and land, between solid ground and liquid space, become meaningless. The world is reborn in fluid form, and with the water, life awakens. From the mud, dormant seeds and eggs burst forth. Fish, trapped for months in isolated pools, now find their world expanded a millionfold, spreading out across the plains to feed and breed. The air, once silent and heavy with heat, now vibrates with the chorus of frogs and the buzz of countless insects. The savanna, once a study in brown and gold, erupts in a symphony of green. This is the season of renewal, the time of plenty, the great, life-giving inhalation of the Rupununi. Drought tightens, pools shrink, and hunger sharpens. The floodplain exhales, and the savanna becomes a nursery. Where dust once cracked under hoof, water cradles new breath. Hatching calls tremble along flooded blades of grass. Tiny lives cling to glistening stems, waiting out the ripples. Fish glide where antelope once walked. Invisible highways stitch river to plain, a silent, shimmering network that redraws the map of survival. But in the reeds, watchers wait. Schools drift through drowned meadows, combing for chance and shelter in the tangled green. And the hunters arrive. The giant river otter, fast, vocal, precise. A family bound by strategy. A shadow crosses beneath the school. They read the water like a text. The flick of a tail, the shiver of a reed, the sudden hush where prey compresses. Whistles thread the black water, answers return in tight, efficient bursts. Roles fall into place without a word. They herd, they close in. They strike. Explosions of silver erupt, then vanish. A churn of bubbles, a flash of teeth, a clean handoff to waiting jaws. In water, hesitation means hunger. Here, speed is mercy, clarity is survival. The flood does not promise safety, only opportunity. For every mouth fed, another listens from the margins. A caiman still as driftwood. A heron holding its breath at the edge of sky and reflection. The nursery is a marketplace, and the currency never stops moving. Then, as quickly as the water boiled, it settles. The channel smooths. A single reed ticks against the surface, marking time. In the hush, the plain feels infinite again, an ocean-turned mirror holding the day's secrets just beneath the skin, whispered. But in the grass, another predator waits. Whispered. The jaguar. Whispered. Silent. Whispered. Unseen. Whispered. Power held in stillness. The wind forgets to move. The plain holds its breath. Stems sway, then hesitate, like hands unsure of a signal. Somewhere in the weave, a shadow edits the pattern. An eye opens. Amber, unblinking. A whisker trembles. The world becomes a single thread. Heat wavers in the distance, turning prey into mirage. Soft. The flood gave paths to many. Soft. It gave cover to one, every reed a curtain, every ripple a syllable to read. Patience is muscle, silence is a weapon. Grass sighs, stops, starts again, the heart keeps time. 1, 2, then waits for the third. In waiting, the cat grows larger than its body. Through the seams of green, a shape resolves, breaks, reforms. Breath is rationed, weight is measured. Ground remembers the paths. The map redraws again, this time in the language of pounce. Whispered. Distance shrinks without moving. A single blink becomes the only noise in the world. Release. The grass erases the story almost as soon as it's told. Only a settling stem, ticking softly, marks the moment. The mirror of the plain closes over the secret and holds it. Still, watching, measuring distance. One step, an ear twitches, an eye widens. Pause. Stillness returns. False alarm. Closer. The wind shifts. No reaction. Closer still. Muscles tighten. Breath slows. Nothing yet. Now. Sharp, fast impact. Chaos, struggle. Abrupt calm. Silence. A hush before the break. A single drop. Then 1,000. Dust lifts. Heat dissolves. The earth drinks. Cracks soften. Channels remember their paths. Pools join hands. Muddy mirrors turn to flow. Fish rise from silt. Egrets stitch the air. The caiman drifts into plenty. Life answers fast, because it must. Reflective. The rains hesitate now, arriving later each year, and for some, too late. Flood where there was trickle, then nothing. Silence where there was song, and nests left empty. Between deluge and drought, choices grow sharper. Every choice carries a cost and a consequence. The Rupununi endures, not by resisting change, but by reading it, breath by breath. At the rim of seasons, decisions are small and immense. Burn early or let the grass choke. Move the herd before the river fattens. Cast nets where a road ran yesterday. Fire breaks stitched in curves, not lines. Patch burns, then patience. Seeds waking under ash. Tracks tested with a heel, a stick, a story. Listen. Frogs turn into barometers. Egrets redraw the map. Smoke writes warnings on the morning. Clouds lower their gaze. Deal or bluff. Not conquest. Conversation. Shade traded for graze. Shelter surrendered to floodplain. Every choice carries a cost and a chance. The Rupununi does not promise. It negotiates. Read the wind, read the water, read it, breath by breath, and move. Dawn resets the ledger. Ash cools. Shoots rise. Tracks are washed, then written again. We read. We answer. We adjust. Children learn the alphabet of wind. Children learn the alphabet of water. Stories become maps. Maps become footsteps. Firekeepers scan horizons. Fishers read the river's veins. Not victory, continuance. The Rupununi keeps time. We keep pace. When floods swell, we lift. When grass browns, we open paths. Lost tallies, but so does life. Adapt, endure, not once, always. Breathe with the land and move. In this fragile rhythm, every creature plays a role, and every season tells a story. Subscribe and step deeper into the wild stories that shape our planet. Fade to black.